Archangel Michael says, "A private investigator has been watching you for months. Their findings are disturbing, but not in the way you think. This is a moment of divine revelation, and you have been guided here for a reason. There's something powerful about what this investigation has uncovered about your life. It's not just a coincidence that you've stumbled upon this message. It's destiny calling your name. The secret surveillance that's been happening around you isn't what it appears to be. What this spiritual investigator has discovered will open your eyes in ways you never thought possible. The findings are ready to be revealed. The investigation report that's about to unfold isn't just any ordinary document. It holds the power to transform not only your perspective, but also your entire understanding of who you truly are. What this divine detective has been documenting will show you a side of yourself you've never fully recognized. Take a deep breath, because what's coming next is something your soul is meant to hear. The months of careful observation have revealed disturbing truths. Disturbing because they challenge everything you believed about your own worth and power. This isn't about judgment or criticism. This investigation has captured evidence of your spiritual significance that you've been blind to. The timing couldn't be more perfect for you to receive this truth. Your spirit is ready, and the timing couldn't be more divine. The universe has aligned everything to bring you this exact revelation about what's been observed in your life. If you're ready for this blessing and prepared to hear what the investigation has found, type Amen now and prepare your heart to receive it fully. Let the energy flow through you and anchor you in divine truth. Your readiness invites the blessing of this revelation closer to your soul. Archangel Michael whispers, "The truth is already within you, but this investigation will help you see it clearly." There's been someone watching you, documenting your every move, but this isn't what you might fear. This private investigator works for the highest authority, the divine itself. For months, they've been carefully observing your actions, your choices, your moments of struggle and triumph. They've seen things you don't even remember doing. The weight of being watched has actually been a blessing, though you didn't know it. This investigation was ordered not to judge you, but to gather evidence of something remarkable. The spiritual detective has compiled a report that will change everything you thought you knew about your impact on this world. Like this video to claim the divine protection that's been surrounding you during this entire investigation. You're stepping into a higher vibration as you prepare to learn what's been documented about your life. Let this moment ground you in trust and faith. The investigation findings aren't meant to frighten you. They're meant to reveal the truth of your spiritual power that's been operating even when you weren't aware of it. This divine investigator has been watching and recording everything. They've documented moments when you helped strangers without expecting anything back. They have evidence of prayers you whispered when you thought no one was listening. The investigation shows times when you chose kindness over anger, even when anger felt justified. They've recorded instances where your presence alone brought comfort to someone who was suffering. The report includes documentation of your ability to sense when something was wrong with people you care about. Evidence shows you giving your last dollar to help someone in need, even when you were struggling yourself. They've captured moments to have your faith when everything seemed hopeless. The investigation reveals your habit of forgiving people who never apologized to you. Most disturbing of all, the evidence shows you constantly underestimating the power of your own light and the impact you have on others around you. Archangel Michael says, "Do not fear what you're about to discover about yourself, for it's meant to free you from false beliefs. The weight of not knowing your true spiritual impact has not only burdened your self-worth, but has also kept you from stepping into your fullest power. This investigation is your liberation." Type 777 to receive the clarity and freedom that this divine surveillance will bring. The number opens your heart to receive the documented truth about who you really are. If you wish to express your support further, You have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $50. The universe recognizes this energy exchange and blesses your willingness to receive this divine investigation report. The universe is opening your eyes to evidence you never knew existed. This is your moment of divine awakening through documented proof. The investigator has been watching and waiting, hoping you would be ready to see what they've discovered. They've wrestled with how to present their findings, because the truth is so different from what you believe about yourself. But the divine has spoken, and the time for revelation has arrived. The most disturbing finding in this investigation isn't something terrible you've done. It's how consistently you failed to recognize your own spiritual gifts. The evidence shows you dismissing compliments, downplaying your achievements, and hiding your light under false humility. The investigation reveals you have healing energy that flows from you naturally, but you've convinced yourself you're ordinary. Documentation proves you've been guided by angels your entire life, yet you question if you're worthy of divine attention. This disconnect between truth and belief is what makes these findings so disturbing. Type 11 to affirm your strength and readiness to face the evidence that's been gathered about your life. You are protected and supported by the divine as this truth unfolds. The investigator's report contains specific instances that will shock you. They have recorded times when your energy shifted the atmosphere of entire rooms. The evidence shows conversations where your words planted seeds that grew into someone else's breakthrough months later. Documentation reveals synchronicities that followed your prayers, events you dismissed as coincidence but were actually divine responses. The investigation captured moments when you sensed danger before it appeared, protecting yourself and others through intuition you thought was just worry. Evidence shows your ability to feel what others are experiencing, even when they hide their emotions. The report documents instances where your presence brought peace to chaotic situations without you doing anything intentionally. Most significantly, the investigation proves you've been unconsciously operating as a light worker your entire life. Archangel Michael says, "Truth is light, and light will always reveal what has been hidden in darkness." This moment of investigation, revelation is like dawn breaking after a long night of not knowing your true worth. It's your time to step into the documented evidence of your spiritual power. Type Amen to embrace this light fully. Let it wash over you and fill every corner of your being with the truth of what's been observed about your divine nature. The truth about who hired this private investigator will amaze you. It wasn't an enemy or someone trying to harm you. The universe itself commissioned this spiritual surveillance. The divine needed concrete evidence of your readiness for the next level of your spiritual journey. Heaven required documentation before they could move you into greater purpose and responsibility. This investigation was ordered because the cosmos had to verify what they already knew, that you were ready for promotion in the spiritual realm. The findings serve as your qualification report for advanced divine assignments. Every moment of observation was building a case for why you deserve increased spiritual authority. The investigator was gathering proof that you could handle more light, more power, more responsibility. This wasn't surveillance born from suspicion, but from love and preparation for your spiritual advancement. Month 1 of the investigation focused on your heart responses during difficult situations. The evidence showed consistent compassion even when others were cruel to you. Month 2 documented your prayer life, and the investigator noted you prayed more for others than yourself. Month 3 revealed your ability to sense spiritual warfare around people you loved. The investigation showed you fighting battles in prayer that others never knew existed. Month 4 captured your responses to financial stress. Evidence shows you still gave to charity when you had very little. Month 5 documented moments when you felt like giving up, but chose to keep going anyway. The final months of surveillance focused on your relationships, and the investigator found proof that you love people despite their flaws. Throughout every month, the evidence consistently showed spiritual maturity that you've never given yourself credit for. The timeline proves your growth has been steady and remarkable. Type 444 to align with the divine plan that's been revealed through months of careful spiritual investigation. Each step you take from this moment forward is guided by evidence of who you really are. Trust in the process that's been documented about your spiritual journey. The investigation findings aren't random, they're purposeful proof of your readiness for the next chapter. Let this documented truth guide your confidence as you step into greater spiritual responsibility. The final report contains recommendations that will change everything. Based on months of evidence, the divine investigator concludes you are ready for spiritual promotion. The documentation proves you possess leadership qualities that operate naturally without training. Evidence shows your heart consistently chooses love over fear in situations where most people would choose differently. The investigation reveals you have been tested repeatedly and passed every test without knowing you were being examined. Most importantly, the findings prove you can be trusted with greater spiritual authority because you've already demonstrated responsibility with the power you currently possess. The investigator recommends immediate activation of dormant spiritual gifts that have been waiting for divine approval. The evidence supports releasing you into your full calling because the surveillance proves you won't abuse increased spiritual influence. This investigation serves as your graduation certificate from spiritual apprentice to fully authorized light worker with expanded divine assignment. Understanding that you've been under loving divine surveillance requires shifting your perspective about spiritual attention. The investigation wasn't intrusion, but investment in your spiritual development. Being watched by heaven means you matter enough for their focused attention and resources. This surveillance represents divine care, not divine suspicion. The months of observation were preparation for this moment when you could receive the truth about your spiritual significance. Type 888 to embrace the reality that divine attention is a blessing, not a burden. The investigation findings are love, letters from heaven documenting your spiritual beauty and power. Accept that being observed by the divine means you're valued in the spiritual realm. This surveillance proves you're worth heaven's time and attention. The evidence gathered serves as confirmation that your existence has cosmic importance. Let this documented divine attention heal any feelings of being unseen or unimportant. How investigation findings change your self-perception will be profound and lasting. Evidence-based spiritual confidence replaces doubt-based thinking about your worth and abilities. When you see documented proof of your spiritual impact, false humility must give way to accurate understanding of your divine nature. The investigation reveals patterns of spiritual excellence you've been blind to seeing in yourself. This documented evidence becomes the foundation for stepping boldly into your calling without apologizing for your light. Type 999 to embrace the transformation that comes from seeing yourself through the divine investigator's eyes. The surveillance findings serve as a mirror reflecting your true spiritual identity back to you. Evidence of your consistent spiritual maturity proves you're ready for responsibilities you've been afraid to accept. This investigation becomes the catalyst for emerging from hiding into full spiritual visibility. The documented proof of your readiness eliminates excuses for playing small or dimming your light. Archangel Michael delivers the investigator's final report with these words: "The surveillance is complete and the findings are conclusive. You are who we hoped you were, and more than you believed about yourself." The evidence supports immediate spiritual promotion and expanded divine assignment. Your readiness has been proven through months of documented spiritual excellence. The Investigation shows you are prepared for greater responsibility in the kingdom of light. This message has reached you because the divine investigation required your conscious awareness of the findings. You are stronger than you realized, and this documented evidence proves it. The divine will continue watching, but now as your spiritual supervisors rather than investigators. You are never alone on this journey of awakened spiritual authority.